Welcome back to another episode of the Low Key in Alignment podcast. I'm your host, Alani.
And I'm your host, Dana. And we're so happy to have y'all back with us for another episode.
So per usual, grab yourself a snack, a drink, some food. Relax and enjoy your drive or however you like to listen to podcasts.
Yeah. If you're at work, if you're in the gym, because we got some gym girlies that watch us. Enjoy.
So let's tap up into it. Welcome back. We took like a 2-week break off of podcasting. It's been a nice break.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we both just needed some time to refresh. And recharge.
And have something to say. Mm-hmm. Like I like to just really experience life and reflect and then have certain things that I feel like called to bring to the pod and talk about.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it's good to take these breaks, not necessarily all the time, but when you feel like it's needed.
Yeah.
Because if you're just trying to pump out content, it's just,
sometimes can be just what are you talking about?
Right. You just saying anything now.
Yeah. So we're here bringing a fresh episode.
Yes.
And we're going to get into it. But first of all, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling really good. I'm a little sore. Went to a little bar class this morning, but I'm loving it. But yeah, I'm feeling good. In a really good headspace right now. How you feeling?
I feel really good. I feel good. Just been reflecting, and it definitely was like a full moon last night. Mm-hmm. It's definitely we're in retrograde right now. And I feel like knowing those types of things is like knowing the weather.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna completely control your life or your day, but it's good to just know that it's happening, so that you can plan around it. So Mercury is in retrograde. Mm-hmm. I don't know the dates right now.
I think it ends sometimes towards the middle of May.
It ends on May 14th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. May 14th it ends.
Yeah. It's also Taurus season.
Yeah.
Shout out to our Tauruses.
I love Tauruses,
right.
But I don't necessarily love the season. I can't say I love the season.
I have a Taurus moon, and I've definitely been feeling it.
There's just something about it that makes me more introverted and more quieter. It definitely doesn't have the energy of Aries season for me. Aries season, I felt like pop.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Aries rising.
Yeah.
So you was in your element.
The energy of Aries is just so different. And then Taurus season comes and I feel like more responsible. All of a sudden I'm budgeting.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I'm just being more responsible about things and time.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It is. Craving more stability, more responsibility.
It's crazy how that works. So I'm looking forward to Gemini season I know it's going to be fun because Geminis are so much fun. And it's going to, the I don't care attitude is just going to come.
Yeah,
I just love that.
I love it.
So we're just riding through. But it's okay to just have times where you're not feeling 1,000% or you're not feeling just like you have every single thing under control and known and blah blah blah, because I know that's how I've been feeling lately.
Yeah. And I mean it's just the normal ebbs and flows of life. Every time isn't going to be a high point, every point isn't going to be a low point. Sometimes you just coasting.
And that does bring me into something I wanted to talk about, which is your spiritual journey and growth and everybody trying to be their best selves, but also still balancing that with real life and real emotions. Just because someone presents as a happy, positive person, you don't want it to be to a toxic point, and you still get angry. So I wanted to touch on anger and spirituality, or what I call spirituality, but just any positive practice or mindset, you still get angry. And how you process through that. And for me, I do it I've done it if I'm very angry, which happens pretty rare. I'll do a guided meditation for anger. It was 5 minutes and you feel so annoying because you're it actually works. I actually did it.
Right.
And by the end, I understood, because anger is just a secondary emotion. What am I feeling that's making me angry? And then you get to the root of it, and then you're able to observe it and let it pass.
And I think it's important too to tap into that anger healthily, because you're allowed to be angry. There are things that's gonna upset you. There are people that are gonna upset you. You don't have to, and that's kind of ties into I saw something about toxic positivity. You don't always have to just be, oh, everything's gonna be all right. Sometimes no, it's not gonna be all right. Or sometimes I want to feel angry, and I'm gonna feel angry. I'm gonna work myself through that. You know what I'm saying? But just allow yourself the freedom to feel anger
in any type of emotion you perceive as negative. And I had saw another thing just because like with my algorithm and the things I like to see, and the man was talking about how if someone asks you how you're feeling today and you always say you're feeling great, like you're losing, and you're not feeling great. You're losing the ability to connect with that person, because if you're making them miss out on the ability to support you and to know the real you, because they can relate to that. People can relate in, you know what, today's not my best day.
Exactly.
A lot of people can't relate to, I'm fantastic every day. Nobody feels fantastic every day, so
and it's okay.
Disconnect.
I agree with that for sure.
So another thing is like the burnt toast theory as well, which like brings some happiness to the flow.
Which is so funny because we just had something the other day.
Go ahead.
And I was on the phone with Alani. She's driving, and somebody in front of her was, I guess, not paying attention, so they ended up missing the light. And this taps into like you can be spiritual, but you're still human, and you still feel these human emotions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm on the phone. All I hear is go. Now we done missed the light. And I said, girl, just relax. I said burnt toast theory. You were meant to miss that light. Do you want to explain what the burnt toast theory is for the people?
Yes, it's like I'm a person. I'm making breakfast in the morning. I'm trying to get to work, do my daily tasks. I burn the toast, and that time that it takes to burn the toast and remake fresh toast is time that could have stopped you from a shooting you weren't supposed to be in the middle of, a car accident you weren't supposed to have. All like the butterfly effect of that one thing stopped you from something bad, or like it sent you on your path forward, or you just never know that redirection could be putting you exactly where you need to be to bump into someone in the elevator that you ordinarily wouldn't have had you not burnt the toast. So it's just like knowing, reassessing a situation and realizing like that stall and that haste in the moment feels so inconvenient, but it could be to your greater good.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that relates to, I saw Janae Aiko talking about like, you know, sometimes we'll get annoyed sitting at a red light, but like take that time to like really think back and reflect. And so like since I saw her talking about that, that's something that I started to do. And it's all just about like being mindful, mindful practices. But for sure, you're still human at the end of the day. Like sometimes you don't want to be mindful.
And most times, like I feel like with road rage, there could be a whole study on it. But it's such like it's not about the road. It's not at all. It's about unexpressed or repressed anger coming out in a place where you feel comfortable to do it. And I know for me, like I'm a person that like does not really express anger a lot at all, but so it's there. Yeah, you're feeling it beneath the surface. It's gonna come out some way, and I feel like for me that's how it comes out in a more constructive way. If y'all have some ideas for me, leave them in the comments,
because we can't have a honking at folks.
I don't honk. I just yell from behind the wheel of my car. And never like at anybody or anything, but just like I just be talking to myself like
for sure. And then kind of going back to what you said about how you kind of process through your anger, I can touch on like for me, I typically don't get too angry either, but when I do, for me, best practice is seclusion. Like I just need time to myself. I don't need to talk to anybody. I don't need anybody to try to tell me it's gonna be okay or try to fix it. Like I just need that time to just sit there and stew and be angry.
You be talking about I'm gonna launch this laptop through the window. I want to wreck this office. Like you that type of person when you get mad.
Yeah, because I don't get mad. So like if I'm mad, then it's like I'm really mad.
That's so funny.
Girl,
talking about seclusion. She be ready to wreck some things.
But do.
I want to flip this table right now. I'll be like, okay.
I remember the first time, I think it was in grad school, you heard me say that. We were doing some type of project. Who knows what we were doing. Something made me bad. And I'm just sitting there calm. And then next thing she knows, I just say, I just want to launch this computer through the window.
You didn't say it like that. You said it like, I wanted to launch this computer. And I was like, what? Like, you want to do what?
You want to do what?
Wow. When I'm angry, like, I'm like... I'm thinking of all the things I could do.
Yeah, me too.
And the consequences.
Me too.
And be like, am I willing to like
for sure
live out the consequences? And I'd be like, no. You know, I'm sensible enough to be like, I'm not. Yeah.
That's one thing I could say. Like, I'm definitely not a reactionary person. Like, in the moment when I'm angry, I will sit there and like really want to. I don't know what it is, but like I just feel like when I'm angry, I just need to destroy everything around me. Just
we gotta
like
do
a tornado.
a destroy room thing.
We have to do a rec room.
I wanted, like, this morning, transparency moment, I looked at my mirror and I was like, I could just break this right now. Like, I was like, I could literally just grab this and just go boom and like, cut it in half. So I think we have some things to work through. Let's chat. I think we need some help.
You know, for real. If y'all know some tips or something, let us know.
Please let us know.
But yeah, I don't know why. Like, it just feels like that would be what would make me feel better in the moment.
Yeah.
But like you said, you don't want to deal with the consequence or the fallout. And sometimes that makes me mad because it's like, why am I thinking while I'm mad?
Yeah,
like, I just want to act it out.
In too much control.
Yeah.
And sometimes like that, me and you, I feel like have that alike. Like, I feel like we have things so together all the time. Sometimes I'm like, I want to be like the people who just are unhinged.
Girl.
And everyone knows they're unhinged and it's okay. Like, I'm tired of... He's a nut. I'm tired of being like together all the time. This is just a transparency episode. So if anybody else is feeling like this, which I feel like we are all connected, and there has got to be more people out there who have been feeling just a certain way too.
I definitely agree. Yeah, and then that kind of goes back to what you were saying. Like, if somebody asks you how your day is and you're like, I'm always doing good.
Yeah.
I think another thing with that is like, if you're the type of person, like I know we both can be, who's, I'm always doing good or whatever, and then so they only ever see you expressing that type of emotion, and then the one-off chance that like everything has just compounded and now you have to release it, whether it be anger, sadness, and you're crying or screaming, whatever it may be. Now it's almost like they're looking at you like you're some type of extraterrestrial creature, or like
who is this person?
Yeah, like I don't know.
You're always happy, yeah.
But and it's like that to me. That's almost like it's not fair to yourself.
It's not.
You're cheating yourself out of an experience,
out of a human experience.
Yeah,
and I mean, it's just strange to be like that. And I know people who can relate, but it's like I definitely struggle with that.
Me too.
And it's like an element of perfectionism, and it's an element of not wanting to spread negativity. Mm-hmm. But it's like having a bad day is not you spreading negativity. Like, you don't... I think it's that we all rely on each other, and then we have people in our life who rely on us for that positive feeling. So you feel a responsibility
to always be that
to give it to them. Yeah. When it's like sometimes you may be having a bad day and I'm having one too, and maybe we just need to have that camaraderie around like it's gonna be better. Or like the video that I saw of like letting someone support you. I've always struggled with that, like complaining and letting someone tell me everything's gonna be okay. Sometimes I need to hear everything's going to be okay. You're doing great, you're doing all right. That goes a long way for someone who I feel like is always uplifting other people and telling them like those things.
And I know like I can definitely see that with you. Like, you might complain about something that somebody did or didn't do, and I'm like, well, did you tell them that you want X, Y, and Z? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll be like, no,
closed mouths don't get fed.
I mean, am I the only one who's just like, it's just different if you have to ask for it? Which I do understand, but it's like, there's one thing to just tell someone what you need, but you don't want to tell them how to do it. And
no, for sure.
Whatever.
Of course not. I think it's just it's important to like make your feelings known. Yeah. And like your desires known. Like, hey, I would like it if you did, I don't know, like this video.
For sure.
Comment on my video.
For sure. Share it.
This is me talking to y'all now. This is what I need from y'all. This is what I want from y'all. This is me expressing my desires.
Okay, modeling it. We love a little teach back. So let's practice that. Yeah. I'm gonna practice that moving forward. I try to. I do it more now than I ever have. Just being more vocal about how I feel about things in general, no matter what. But sometimes I just like, when you know that, when you are self-aware, and I know that I have more of like can have more of a controlling personality, then I have to be careful about that, because then now I'm telling you exactly what I want and not letting you be you.
True.
You know, like you have to like watch yourself with that, because it's like
it's a fine line.
It's a fine line between like controlling someone and making them behave a certain way and like telling them just what you need, which I feel like I'm good at telling someone what I need, but like I'm not going to do it on every single little thing.
For sure. And then there are some things that are just like self-explanatory, like, you know, I need you to do this, like, you know, you should have called me.
But most times, like, I can say the people in my life show up for me, I feel like, the way that they need to. And then sometimes when I find myself looking outward for a lot of things, I do have to turn inward and say, like, there's a void in this. I need to fulfill that for myself. And I think that's a big thing, and not look for someone else to do it.
For sure.
Just like I need to do it.
Exactly. Definitely, like what we was talking about earlier about happiness, and we talked about it before in another episode. Like, you can't rely on somebody else for your happiness.
Nope.
You have to create that within yourself and for yourself,
and create space to cultivate that. No matter what, in your family, you got a husband, you got a wife, you have children, you still have to carve out 10 minutes sometime with yourself to check in and make sure you are okay. Because if you're not okay, nothing else is going to be okay.
Yeah, for sure. And then, like, it's just so important. And I know we're all big on like community and being around each other, but it's also so important to have that time with yourself. Yeah. Because you need to be able to recharge yourself. Like, Dana can't be on go, be everything for everybody, do whatever it is that everybody needs if she can't even have some time to herself. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And to yourself to like really do what it is you want to do. And sometimes you need time to figure that out. And I feel like I'm going through that right now. Yeah. Like, I haven't taken that intentional time for self. But even if I did, I don't know what I would do with it right now. Like, just trying to just figure out the next season. That always happens to me during a season change. I don't know if that happens to anybody else. But it's like you get in your routine for winter, then you have to transition and get into a routine for spring. And it just, everything transitions. What you do for fun transitions, what you wear transitions. And transitions have always been like a difficult thing for me. Yeah. Because once I get comfortable, it's like I'm comfortable.
You're comfortable, and now it's like you have to find new ways to be comfortable, or new things that you enjoy, or new habits.
Even things that you cook, down to what you eat in a season changes. Fruit changes, the theme of food changes, everything changes. And I'm just really realizing this now, like, it's so much change. Even in my home, like switching over to clothes, and then this Atlanta weather, the date has changed, but the weather has not. Like, it's cold.
Why is it May? It is May 6th, and it is cold.
It's cold.
What?
We went out last night. It was freezing.
It was freezing cold. In May? That's not okay, y'all.
It's not. Meanwhile, my air just came on. Because what I'm not going to be is high.
Exactly.
That's what I'm not going to be.
Exactly. But yeah, and like, it's just giving yourself the grace and the space and time to go through those transformations. Know that you don't have to be perfect in those transformations.
Right.
And this is why we are low-key in alignment, y'all.
Low-key.
Because we are definitely elevated. We're not the people that we used to be, but there's still so much growth that's gonna happen, that's gonna take place. You know,
I'm excited to see me a year from now.
Me too.
30, like, because it's an upward trajectory, period, with everything. But it can be a slow process, full of challenges and learning. And another thing I wanted to talk about is just like in your journey of healing, because I know a lot of people around me are starting their healing journey or different moments. You have to put yourself out there, and you have to give yourself the ability to be challenged when you're ready. Everyone's period of like reclusion and like, because my period of growth and healing was like blissful. It was euphoric when I was alone. Like, I did not, when I blocked everyone out and had certain walls up, I felt amazing and so safe in this cocoon. I had to step out though.
Because you're going from the caterpillar to the butterfly.
You have to step out of that and then put the risk, but understand that you've learned what you need to learn to be protected.
I agree.
And that's what I did. Like, I turned certain things away, and then certain things came to me, and then like I feel like I got everything that I wanted after doing that. But it is a certain risk involved. Like, live life, trip, fall down, be challenged by people in your life, view them as mirrors, and watch what they're reflecting back to you. I've made like a few changes due to certain things that I feel like that were reflected back to me that I was already thinking, and then that was already like a confirmation once they reflected it back to me. It's like for me, for example, with drinking, I've never been a big drinker. Throughout life, drinking for me has always been associated with running from something, masking something, anxiety, social anxiety, and just feeling loosened up. And I was like, I can go to a party and just be me. Yeah. Anything that I do, I want to do because like I want to do it, not because blame it on alcohol.
Exactly. Yeah, I completely agree with that. And I feel like for me with drinking, it was always like, oh, we're having a fun time, or like in order to have a fun time or to be fun, you have to reach a certain point with alcohol. And it's like, you really don't.
You don't.
Like, and especially, let's get into it, because the aftermath is not worth the in the moment having fun.
It's not.
There were days where I felt like I would drink the night before, have a good time. Woo! I'm all partying, having a good time. The next day, I felt like I got beat.
Wow.
Like, that's how bad it is. Like, I know one time it took me probably a full 2 days to fully recover.
Me too. Like, back in the day, like when I was just younger and had no business.
Back in the day,
younger and didn't have no business drinking. Like, alcohol, didn't understand the limit. Like, no one ever taught me about alcohol. I just learned. No one taught me what it meant to be drunk.
Exactly.
What your limit could be and all. I just learned. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I've had alcohol poisoning before.
I feel like I have too, from mixing.
I mean, and just I never really used to get sick, but I'd be hungover and sluggish. Now, even if I just have like one shot, the next day I still feel something that's holding me back. Like, I feel like I can't be 100%. I can't go into the next day paying for the previous day.
Exactly.
No, it's a new day.
I decided to drink yesterday, so now I gotta miss working out. I gotta miss going to Target.
Yeah. Or waking up just in that feeling of feeling refreshed. Like, you can't bottle that and sell it. Like, you can't buy that healthy, energetic feeling. I hate when I wake up and I'm not energized. So I was like, it's not worth it to me.
It's really not. Yeah, like, we went out last night. I can't, because of my surgery, my tolerance has changed tremendously. So like a few sips of one drink and I'm like, oh, okay, gotta stop. So like, I can't even, like, there's no point in me drinking.
I had a few sips of a margarita that really didn't even give me the flavor I really needed.
Cause that was what I was going for it for.
Yeah, like, I want a mocktail these days.
Yeah, come on, mocktail.
So it's just, and it's a shift and it's a change, and there's a fear that comes along with that, where it's like, oh, well, people want to hang out with me if I'm not like drinking. But it's like, I'm a fun person, a fun time. I could seem drunk and not be drunk because I just don't care.
She's just goofy.
Yes, and I like, historically, before like really being super like, what's the word, domesticated, like I've always been more of like a wild child anyways in me. Like,
not a wild child.
Yeah, like I'm just somebody who likes to have fun and laugh and like dance in that type of environment. So I'm just open. It makes me excited to experience those fun times with the sober mind. Now, I am about to go on a trip, and I will drink on the trip.
Where you going, girl?
I'm not telling y'all where I'm going. I'm not telling y'all where I'm going. I'll tell y'all when I get back.
Y'all just see the pictures when she posts them.
Right, but I'm gonna like drink the little frozen drinks and stuff like that. It's totally different to other countries.
Because you know,
and it just don't be tasting the same. Yeah, it just be tasting good and like a slushy. But yeah, it's like nothing hard, but it's just changes. And I want to encourage anybody out there, you can do whatever you want.
Of course,
you can do whatever you want whenever you want. You don't need permission. But I mean, like, you don't need permission to stop drinking. You don't have to be an alcoholic to just be like, you know what, actually I'm cool on the liquor. Like,
that's
do whatever you want.
Stand firm in it. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel like you'll be left out or lame or whatever.
Have your boundaries. It just all goes back. A lot of things are boundaries. What you eat, what you drink, where you go, how long you stay out. Like, be comfortable and firm in that, and
don't wait for
it.
And also, I feel like this is a good like topic for people who do drink or indulge in whatever it is. Maybe look into why you indulge in it, or how often you indulge in it, or
self-awareness.
Are you indulging in it after something happens? Like, are you doing it before something? Are you trying to cope? Like, what is it? What's tea?
That pops me into the next topic.
Okay, what's next?
Zoochosis. because I feel like that could be a big reason. I have a lot of like theories to why people do a lot of things.
Okay.
And I believe that this 9-to-5 lifestyle.
Explain, before you get to that, explain
what zoochosis is
for everybody listening.
So, you guys, zoochosis is a real phenomenon that happens to mammals who are held in captivity because clearly they're not supposed to be there.
Animals in the zoo.
It's like a mental illness that makes them just like zombies and unhappy and do bizarre, strange behavior because they are not able to thrive in that enclosed environment in which they were never intended. And we are not excluded. We're mammals too.
We are
and
animals.
the society that we are set up in is our zoo. And we have zoochosis.
We do.
If you're living that like 9-to-5 and you are not truly happy with that, and you find these days where you're just like, like hard to get out of bed, it's zoochosis.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. And then on the weekends or whenever you get off work, you want to escape, or you want to go get drinks because truly you want to feel something because you're in this zoochosis mindset.
Yeah, we've been talking about this a lot lately, just with like work and the whole 9-to-5 lifestyle in general, and just it's just almost gets to the point. It's like, how much more can you take?
Yeah,
and that's just let's see, y'all. How do you feel?
What do you mean?
With your zoochosis, what does it feel like for you, and when do you feel like you experience it the most?
I feel like I experience zoochosis the most on the weekdays, Monday through Friday, from 8:30 to 5 o'clock. When I'm not busy doing a task that is distracting, doing my job, and I'm just maybe sitting there, and I have this moment where I'm like, I'm on a floating rock and this is my life. This is my one life. Like, once I'm dead, I'm dead.
Right.
And this is how I'm spending my time.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's what gets me. I'm like, this is not, it's like zoochosis. I'm a zebra. I'm meant to be running in the African safari away from a lion right now. But I am looking at little kids look at me through glass.
Exactly.
What is life?
Yeah, I feel the same way. Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:53 p.m. It's just crazy, and like I feel like sometimes I have a lot of idle time, and it just leaves you with a lot of time to think about like what my life could be like, or like how I want my life to be. Like I would rather be doing X, Y, and Z than this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and word to TikTok and Instagram, because you can just go on the app and see people doing exactly what it is you would rather be doing.
And I feel like that plays a big part of it too, because it's like so many people, like you see people on Instagram and TikTok and they're living this, what is it?
My $100,000 maintenance routine.
Yes. Spend a day with me as I go to Pilates at 10 a.m.
Spend a day with me as a stay-at-home girlfriend.
Right.
I get my allowance from my boyfriend for $80K this month, and I'm gonna use it to get this treatment and that treatment. And you can see it online. And you just
come to me.
come
with me to Dubai.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just so. It's just such
luxury.
Yeah.
Luxury corn. That's what corn, if y'all know what I'm saying.
Oh.
Luxury. That's what it is. Like, because
Yeah.
people like to see it, but at the end of the day, it does contribute negatively to your mental health when you're just like doing what you have to do to survive.
Yeah, and it's just like it's not even a sense of jealousy. I mean, I think sometimes it can be like, oh, I wish this was my life or whatever, but like for the most part, it's just almost feels like it's not fair.
Yeah, that's
like,
what it is.
How is it that I have to live this way? I have to work 40 hours a week, busting my butt to keep a roof over my head, keep food on the table, to do all of this, but this person doesn't. And of course, it's all, to
stay alive, to
Yeah.
just continue to be their employee. Which that sounds pretty dark. I'm sorry. I have to be real on this podcast, but that's how I think about it sometimes. Like, you're living and you're funding your life and you're staying alive and staying healthy to be their employee. I mean, is that what I'm alive for?
Right. And 40 hours a week, that's a lot of time to be at a job.
It is. Don't get us started.
And I always tell Alani, every day by 3:30 when I'm sitting at my desk, There, like 3:30 is the time where I'm just ready to lay out on the floor at work because I'm like, wow, I'm still here.
And then sometimes even when you get off and you have that time, like you're so winded from the day, like you need to decompress mentally, especially what we do as like social workers. Like that's just adds another layer on to it because you give so much of your personal self to even do the job.
You really do.
But on that note, we're all gonna be okay.
We're gonna make it, you all.
We're gonna make it out of Zoochosis. Because sometimes I hate when people like tell you about these phenomena and it's like, well,
thanks for coming
to
my TED Talk.
Next episode. Like, some glimmers of hope. I mean, life is good.
Yeah, life is good. I just feel like
the possibilities are endless. Yeah. And you can always shift and change your reality. It might take time. I'm working on shifting and changing mine. And it will shift and change.
Mine is going to shift and change.
And we will come here and tell you how it has and how we did it soon. Because it's all happening in real time.
And for me, like as far as the Zoochosis and feelings about 9-to-5 life, I try to be very mindful because words are very powerful. And so, like, I definitely feel how I feel about certain things and I acknowledge it, but I also still express gratitude and still just know that this isn't the ending point for me.
For sure. And lately, like the other day, I woke up because for a few mornings I've woken up and it's just been really hard.
Yeah. Same.
And I started to journal and just write things I'm grateful for to start the day. And that just made me have just way more pep in my step and be happy. Because we're grateful for so many things.
So many things.
Even in a world where there's just so much negativity,
darkness,
you can always find light. There's plenty of light in just shifting your perspective. And you can change your reality. If you feel like please tell us how you guys experience Zoochosis and how we can all find and steal those moments of happiness back because you can. And we're just all gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be fine.
We're gonna break out the zoo. We are
gonna break out Madagascar style.
We gonna be out of here, okay?
We're gonna break out the zoo, I promise. Everybody can break out of your own zoo, and that will look different for everyone
too. For sure, yeah. Some people that might just be creating, I don't know, other stuff that you're doing outside of work hours, like spending more time.
Could be your family life. It could be whatever you perceive as work.
That's very true, because everybody ain't doing the 9-to-5.
Yeah, and like we don't have children. Like imagine the people who have children and like that's a different type of work. And they're like, I can't throw the baby out.
When I say I commend y'all who have children and work a full 9-to-5, 40 hours.
I don't know how you do it, honestly.
Because it's just me. And I'm like, I gotta feed and clothe myself every day.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
And like you have to do that and do that for little people as well.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hats off to y'all. But you guys can have some freedom from Zoochosis too.
Yeah.
We can all.
We sure can.
Come on. Let's talk about it.
We gonna create it. How we creating this freedom?
With this podcast.
Come on.
With just free thought. With awareness, acceptance, grace, love. That's all you can do. That's all you can do is all you can do. And control your mind and just allow yourself to feel how you feel. It passes all the time. It does. I never stay in a state of like Zoochosis forever. No. It comes, I let it be there, and then it fades away into the next thing.
Yeah.
And being just relentless. That's just our personality. I'm always going to be charging forward towards what I want to be, and just spend time planning out that life and knowing that life is already yours. It's me coming to meet you. I'm co-creating with the universe.
Come on, you're readying yourself to receive the life that is meant for you.
Yep.
I love that.
So on that note, we want you guys to have an amazing day, night, week, evening. Sending abundance, love, and light to you all.
We sure are. Comment down below how you plan to deal with Zoochosis. Did you even know that was a thing? Also, talk to us about like your experience with anger, how you process it. Do you process it, or like is it something that you just kind of suppress? Just feel free to comment down below. Have a conversation. Let's get it started.
Let's get it. And it's been another amazing episode of Low Key and Alignment Podcast.
Make sure that you like, comment, share, subscribe.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
I got a white boy on my roster.
He be feeding me pasta and lobster. Oh!